Okay. Hello guys, this is the Anime Aoi, and welcome back to Jade. Now let's continue where we left off, shall we? I'll reread the line that I finished off with last time. So, who wants to go first? Don't give me those looks. We've read those letters alone. Mission requests. We've been alone. We've thought about stuff. Yada yada yada. But now we need to talk to each other, or we're going to explode. We all know it. Thank God someone said it. You're a braver bun than me, honey. I agree. I think putting it all out there is going to help us digest everything. Allow me then. Okay, let's fix this. Adjusting sound. Even if, I must confess that the precise subject escapes me. Yeah, I notice. You don't seem in our same state of mind, Penny. What gives? What was in your request? Oh, I see. It was from a woman from Mistral who liked to recover her grandfather's journal. She doesn't have anything to remember him by. I guess yours contains similar sad stories? Well, yeah, but the thing is, let's be honest. If it wasn't for May, you would have never come here. The reason there are so many of those requests is because no one wants to risk their necks for something like this if they can help it. But someday we may be asked to do something just like that for the sake of complete strangers. Would you be able to do it, Penny? Of course I would. Just like that? You wouldn't, Noah? I think the right question is, why would you? Because if I don't, who would? Who would? Who should? I know that it sounds silly saying it out loud, but one day I'll save the world. You'll what? I told you. But my father agrees too. If I keep on growing, if I keep on honing my skills and natural gifts, one day I'll be able to save Remnant from the Grim. Holy mackerel. Is she talking about her being a robot here, or... First, it was just something that I wanted to do that made Papa happy. He seemed so proud at the idea. But the more I saw of the world, of the people living in it, the more I realized I like it. I like the people in it. I like how vibrant it can be, how alive they can feel. And that I don't like when people are sad or angry, or when they do bad things to each other. And while I know that no one can be happy all the time, I like people to be happy as they can for as long as they can. And I think getting rid of the Grim would be a bigger contribution to their happiness quota. And while I work on that, I'll do my best to help as many people as possible. This is why I want to become a hunter. Penny reminds me a lot of Ruby, but with a basic difference. Ruby wants to help and protect people because of her moral code. She believes, just like her mother, that that is the right thing to do. That's what heroes do. Penny instead wants to be a hunter because she doesn't like seeing people sad. It's not morality that guides her, but empathy. You're incredibly sweet, Penny. Way too sweet. Makes me feel bad. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, that came out wrong. It's not something you should be sorry for, it's just... I don't have that confidence or ambition. Save the world? I couldn't even help myself, and that's how we all ended up in Burrito. Evelyn. In helping people, a hunter's work? It's noble and all, but I don't think I want to do that forever. Grim or not. What would you like to do then, Evelyn? Promise not to laugh? Well, this should be good. What is it then? I want to have a big family, just like I used to. Oh. With a giant house and a big garden, maybe a dog, and I want at least 3 children. 3? That's such a wonderful idea. I'll keep myself from making rabbit jokes if you promise to invite me to the housewarming party. Deal. Believe it or not, that's not exactly uncommon. There are plenty of hunters who go into the profession to save up for a few years to buy a house and a plot of land. Then they switch to a new profession. But your project also requires a reliable life partner. Well, I think we got that covered, right, Noah? But don't put me on the spot like that. It's way too early to start thinking about stuff like that. Oh, so you don't mind 3 children as a minimum? So, partner, how about you? What do you want to do with your life other than torturing my psyche? Helping my sister, of course. I want her to be healthy again, cured, so I can tell Mother that she's alive and well and we can be a family again. Then I want to bring Jacques Sneed to justice for what happened to us and to so many other people all over Remnant. I want to take down one of the, if not the most powerful man on Remnant? Yes, and I will. That will require time, planning, and connections. Or if there's going to be a third game to this where it's in like season, when it's in volume 7 and 8. Wait, wouldn't that be a 4th game if we count as 2 as a time? Like, let's see. This covers volume 2 and 3. So if Minos Kane follows that path, then it'll just be 4 and 5, 6 and 7, maybe? Actually, yeah, it'll be 3 games. Maybe? Depending on how many games Zedon Kane wants to make with his team, and if they can do it, but I highly support the notion of multiple games of this because this is an amazing story. It also adds more life and also story development, also many other things that Ruby lacks. So it's like fillers. Much needed fillers. And character corrections sometimes. I know. So I'll most probably stay a hunter until I can achieve that or until it becomes an impediment to that goal. Afterwards, who knows? I envy you. Why do you say that, May? You have something, a driving force, a dream, an aspiration. Saving the world, starting a big family, taking down an enemy. I don't have anything like that. I don't even know if I want to be a hunter any longer after the mission's over. Does this have anything to do with your wanting revenge on the Knicks? My cousin, Jun Xingdong, is the reason why I know so much about the Knicks. She passed this information on as she laid on her deathbed. She had come here on one of these fetch quests that everyone ignores too much. Too much risk for something that can only matter to a few or a single. But June always felt bad for these people who got constantly overlooked. She tried to do as many as these requests as she could when she could. 2 years ago, it wasn't the first time she came to Frenodronum, but it would be her last. She's the entire reason we know that the Nyx exists. She encountered it and managed to survive it? Barely. Her injuries eventually did her in, and yet even as she faded away, she passed on every single piece of information she had gathered from the battle about the Nyx. Her comrades and superiors promptly decided to do jack shit with it since it's a territorial Grimm. There's no reason to pursue it, they said. You just need to leave it alone. And that's when it dawned on me. What did? They treated my cousin's death as it was an occupational hazard, like something that could have been avoided if she had stuck to the safety precautions, because the Grimm aren't a danger. They aren't an enemy. They're pests. Yes, they're pests. Don't you think that's a bit hyperbolic? No. If you're at war with an enemy, you should work as an army. The objective is victory, and with the Grimm, that can only mean their complete annihilation, not containment. And if you have an enemy who managed to kill one of your best, but you find yourself with enough intel to destroy it, you should, because morale is at stake. Yes, that's exactly right. That's how it should work against an enemy. Even wild animals are put down if they become dangerous for humans. But not Grimm. If a hunter dies fighting Grimm, that's just something that happens. Because, May, think what would life be like if people had to live in constant awareness that humanity is at a perpetual war with an enemy. Even if they're not aware of it, we are. And hunters die for the sake of people who don't even know it. They die without ever getting avenged, because acknowledging it's a big deal would make the Grimm a big deal, wouldn't it? All to protect the fragile peace of mind, which is basically Osmond's MO. No, you agree with me? Yes, I do, because I don't think that Grimm are the biggest problem. Think about it. Grimm are a danger to everyone and everything, and yet they're not fought as hard as they could be because of people. The mess with the boss and Wester and the rest of the things we've dealt with, the common denominator has always been other people, never Grimm. They may differ in power, ideologies, goals, but the one thing they all had in common is that everything comes second to what they think is important. Being a hunter? How can I ever be a hunter if what a hunter should do is dedicated by the whims of these people instead of what should be done? And what is it that should be done, partner? Bring the fight to the Grimm. Figure out where they come from, and how to get rid of them. All of them, to the last. That's something no one can do on their own. It'll need the whole of Remnant to come together. I figured. And for that to happen, we have to get rid of anything that prevents that from happening. Or we can just leave it to Penny. I won't let you down. I still have no idea how you're even going to go about doing it, but let's make a deal. You think about getting rid of the Grimm and the boss, that too, and I'll take care of everything in your way. Deal? No, hunters can't always choose their partners for missions, even if you graduate as a team from the same academy. Then I quit. I want to stay with Penny. Who wouldn't want to stay with Penny? Really, who wouldn't? Just Penny? I'm hurt, Noah. What? I figured you two would be too busy planning on a hostile takeover of the Schnee Company and raising our triplets. Oh yeah, how do you like it? I don't know. I want to get a head start on that, just in case. Alright, that's enough for today. We should hit the shack early to work with as many hours of daylight as possible tomorrow. I'm just imagining this image. Actually, I would like to see fan art of something like this. Actually, I would also like to see fan art and like Penny and Evelyn in a wedding dress, but that's on me. It's just me thinking that because I like. Here's the thing: I'm not really bothered by weddings. I somewhat enjoy them, but let's just continue. Yeah, let's. I mean, even if Penny will one day take care of all of them for us, nothing says we can't take care of some on the way there. Okay. You're certain about her, Osmond? Yes. I think she's the best choice. Not just because of her natural gifts, but more so because of her sense of duty. I see. Unless, of course, you have a better candidate. No, I don't. And she does seem to be a good choice. It's just I wasn't expecting the situation. I wasn't either, James. But Glinda forced our hand. In retrospect, I probably expected it would come to this sooner or later. She's always considered herself a teacher before anything else. I just didn't think it would ever come as such a conjecture. If times of crisis do not force people to face their true selves, what does? Indeed. Speaking of which, are you sure it was wise to allow a team of students to go to Mount Glen? Yeah. Now, this is the same conversation that we've seen in Volume 2, except minus Glinda. Let's just say that Team Ruby's extracurricular activities have been pretty revealing. I'm starting to see a connection. It must be clear by now to the enemy, especially after the deployment of your units, that they won't be able to act in Beacon as they like, unless something big takes the focus away from us. Reason more to send some of my soldiers and units instead of students. Which they would have expected. They're with Oobleck. He will keep them out of trouble. I don't expect them to pull the pin on the grenade just to further stir the hornet's nest, as they've already been doing. I mean, whatever's going on there has managed to keep itself pretty well hidden so far. If it wasn't for that homicide in Vale from a few months ago, we would never gotten wind of it. An ex-White Fang member leaving behind a message written in his own blood. The spite of a spent life. So I seriously doubt Team Ruby is going to just chance upon a base of operation while following a pet around or something. But they will force the enemy to overstretch their hand, allowing us to garner more information. Okay, a few things. Remember at the very beginning of Volume 2, the shop that Emerald and Mercury went to? Yeah, the reason why the whole Mount Glen message was on the mission board was because Ozpin saw the White Fang member wrote Mount Glen on the floor. As he was in his final moments. Second, Osmond, you really don't know Ruby. You really don't. So, and your expectations are always wrong. You should expect that by now. Day 183, the day of the breach, and the end of Volume 2. We're covering one piece of the battleground at the time. I'm not splitting this party if I can help it. We will set up a perimeter. Don't stray from it, as we should try and keep close to each other at all times. Still, we should split into 2 groups, so that we don't go too slow on the surveying. Penny, you're with me. Noah, you're in charge of May and Evelyn. Wait, me? Are you sure, partner? If you really want to get my trust back, Noah, you need opportunities to earn it. You're the only person here with any experience leading. What about Professor Peach, though? I'll hang back and do my own thing, Penny. While I'm in more of an active role right now, I'm still charged with evaluating your performance, so I will only intervene if I deem you've bitten off more than you can realistically chew. I see. Thanks for your exhaustiveness. Which area should we investigate today? I was thinking the south of the battleground. According to your map, there's a fortification ruins in the north, and while that's the most likely spot for the lair of the Nyx, we should sweep inwards to avoid surprises. I agree. What can you tell us about that area? We'll find old, overgrown trenches along the path for sure, craters from dust cannonballs, and most definitely corpses. After all these years, I wonder what state they'll be in. Not pretty, that's for sure. Anyway, we should probably ignore the belonging retrieval part until we flush the Grim out. Agreed. It's not a task I'm looking forward to in any case. Figures with the risk of Grim breathing down my neck. Well, that's the sobering thought for the day. Let's get a move on before we start weeping. No pain, no gain, I guess. I'm glad you decided to come hang out with us, Amber. There's not really anyone else I can hang out with, is there? You're literally the only one I can speak to without expanding magical power. And I promise Noah I protect myself, so I should save as much of it as possible to be prepared for battle at any moment. Why? I mean, you make it sound like you're only doing it because Noah asked you to. I would most assuredly prefer going with them to Vernodrinum, but after the risk you took to save my life, it would be disrespectful to make those efforts in vain. And if there wasn't that obligation, you would just leave yourself unprotected? I should already be dead by now, Janara, due to my arrogance and my short-sightedness, but I was given a second chance, and in no small part thanks to your courage and friendship. There's nothing I'd rather use it for than pay you back. What about... Oh wow, this is what being a third wheel feels like. That will be the sound of the train. What? What was the... Emergency broadcast. All citizens are required to return to their homes or the nearest evacuation point. Instructions and updates will be sent to your scrolls. Do not leave your homes or the evacuation points until the crisis is resolved. Repeat. Statement emergency broadcast all citizens. Those screams. We should go see. No. You're going to Beacon. I'm checking that alone. Remember what we're dealing with, who we're dealing with, and their goal. This could be a distraction. Something big enough to lure Osmond away from the school. I'll go check it out myself, but just in case, you can get to Beacon much faster than me. Go to Miss Goodwitch. We can't just let you go alone. You can and you will. Also, remember that those robots are made to target magic. We have no idea what will happen if you start zapping and summoning away. Just be careful, please. I will. Now go. Okay, why is there suddenly a frickin' hole in the middle of Main Street? At least that explains why a lot of stuff is on fire, but why is it a blown up train coming out of it? alongside some undesirable guests. That's a whole gaggle of grim coming out of... Wait, aren't those... Ruby? Ow, ow, ow. Oh my god, it is you guys. What the hell happened? Are Yang and Weiss... They're fine, just shaking off a concussion. Actually, two. They already had one before the train crashed. You were on that thing? Weren't you on your mission? On top of it, actually. And let's just say it took a weird turn. Well, someone's in the mood for understating it. You... Crescent roses. Don't even think about it. Stay back, you two. I can handle this. What's the matter? Scared? Why is Blake's invisible? Or why is Blake's face there? God, this is loud. Hold up. Probably loud for me, but not for you guys because I'm turning the volume down that the video is receiving. For fuck's sake, just die already. This is a fucking Beowulf too. There we go. Told ya. Looks like the robots are taking good care of the Grim. We should think about getting you out of here. They are, but we don't seal the hole. There'll just be more of them. Yeah, about that. There's no way you look unscathed, but Ruby is out of aura, and so are Goldilocks and Miss Snee. Meanwhile, even on short range, I feel no small amount of static. No surprises there. We're near one of the trenches who got bombarded the most. See over there? You can see dust motes lifting off into the air. Oh wow. Is that because of the size of the shells or the sheer number of them? Yes. That's not an answer. Oh, I think it is. Anyway, let's group up now. Partner, your group should take the high ground. You can follow the path from the hill and, if need be, give us some cover fire. Of course, we take the steep way while you and Penny just walk in the straight line. Partner, I think you already got a mutiny on your hands. Oh, no worries, Commander. She may complain, but Private Demrot is a real trooper and will own that hill path. Army jokes? Really? We've got to distract ourselves somehow. Let's go. There's a nice view, isn't it? Isn't there? Definitely another feeling compared to Burrito. There it was all nature, but it felt like everything was out to get us. Probably due to the high presence of Grim. Here instead, if it wasn't for the signs of a past battle, which there are maybe too few of now that I think about it. Wasn't there supposed to have been like a massacre here? Indeed. Then where are all the bodies? Not just those. I can't see any leftover equipment or ordnance anywhere. If it weren't for the fortifications, and even those have been largely claimed by nature over the decades. Still, this looks way too clean. Like someone actively cleaned it? Maybe looking for the other way. I wanted to thank you. Thank me? For what? For yesterday evening. For being the only one who understood. Oh, I think the others understood too. They just don't share your point of view. Don't you mean ours? Well, while I do agree with you on a lot of things, there's some nuances. You see, even if I dislike how the hunter profession works, I would never quit as long as my teammates are in it. Any of them. Especially because of that. Even if the context of it keeps putting your lives in danger without working towards a real resolution. Oh, that's easily solvable. I just need to change that context. How exactly would you ever achieve that, provided it's possible? You think that there haven't been hunters who tried that before? You think you're somehow better than them? Not exactly. Guys, I haven't found the bodies, but I found something else. You have to see this. 10 o'clock, on the main path, where it opens up into that large area. What does she see? I grab my binoculars and look in the direction she indicated. That's a Karis, isn't it? Yes. Standing around in the open in broad daylight. Partner, do you read me? Not that clear, but loud enough. What's happening? There's a Karis on your path. You must be joking. You'll find her in front of you if you keep moving forward. It's just idling, as if waiting for something. Of course, the Grim know we're here. But why aren't they attacking us? Because the Karis obey orders. The Nexus orders. Something's up. Partner, me, Penny will continue onwards. Your group will stay behind a few paces and watch our backs. This is clearly some kind of bait. Be careful, everyone. Unreal. It really is just lounging around in the middle of the path. Well, that's the most human-like Grim I've ever seen. It saw us and it's not attacking. What is it waiting for? I don't know, but I don't feel comfortable going at a Grim's pace. Yeah, that's more Grim-like. Everyone be careful for any other that may be lurking around. We're engaging. Okay, I'm going to end this part here and we'll continue with the battle.